Hi, welcome to All About Mechanical Engineering. Now in today's video, we'll discuss the application of first law of thermodynamics to an open system. In the previous videos, we have studied the application of first law of thermodynamics to closed systems, and we have also studied the various processes which can be carried on a closed system. Now, before moving forward to an application of first law of thermodynamics to an open system, let us try to understand what is control volume. Now, as we know, a closed system has a control mass because there is no mass interaction between system and surrounding. Whereas in an open system, mass can cross the boundary as well as the energy can do the same. That's why in an open system, as there is mass transfer, you cannot say there is a control mass because mass is not controlled. There is flow of mass. That's why there is a particular region in space which is bounded and that volume has been controlled. That means control volume is another name of an open system. Now, the day-to-day application or engineering applications which we use normally are normally classified as open systems, such as boiler or turbine or an engine. In these, there is certain amount of mass flow getting into the system, then certain processes are being done and there is mass flow from the system to the surrounding. So, in order to understand the first law applied to an open system, we have to consider the various types of systems and understand what are the various types of open systems. There are basically two types of open systems. First, a steady flow open system. Second one, an unsteady flow system. What is the meaning of steady flow and unsteady flow? When I say a steady flow system, then the rate of mass flow and energy into the system and from the system to the surrounding is constant. Whereas when we say unsteady flow, unsteady means the rate of input and output are not same, they are different. Now, it doesn't mean that the rate of input is more or rate of output is more. Vice versa is true, but they should not be same. So, in order to have the first law applied to an open system, let us try to have a derivation, an equation which is called as steady flow energy equation. Now, this equation has two bases, one on mass basis, second on energy basis. So, let us try to have first energy balance equation. In order to understand this, we need to have a diagram. So, let us say there is a system like this and there is a datum here. So, this is an input. So, this is our point number 1, this is exit, this is point number 2. So, here the fluid enters, here it leaves the system. Let us say this height is Z1 from the datum and this height is Z2 from the datum. Then here at this particular point, whatever mass is entering, let us say it is M, and here it is same M. M dot is a mass flow rate. Now we have to define certain properties. So at inlet, let us say P1 is inlet pressure, V1, capital V1 is velocity at inlet, then small v1 specific volume at inlet, then say H1 is specific enthalpy at inlet, and KE1 is equals to kinetic energy at inlet, and PE1 is nothing but potential energy at inlet, and Q is the amount of heat supplied to the system, and W is equals to work transfer during the process. So let us say Q has been added and we obtain W from the system. For any system, the desired output is W when we supply certain amount of heat to it. So these are the inlet parameters. Likewise, similarly, there will be P2 as an output pressure, capital V2 as output velocity, V2 that is small v2, that is specific volume at outlet, then H2 will be specific enthalpy at outlet, kinetic energy 2, kinetic energy at outlet, PE2 that is potential energy at outlet, Q and W does not change. So here when we say steady flow system, the mass and energy flow is constant. That means energy at input or inlet is equals to energy at outlet. Now in this sense, we can say what are the various energies. So system consists of kinetic energy, then you have potential energy, then you have enthalpy, H1, capital H1, total I am taking, then you have been adding Q to the system is equals to what will be the output, kinetic energy 2 plus potential energy 2 plus H2 plus W is the output. Now putting the terms, kinetic energy is nothing but given by formula half into mv1 square plus mgz1, that is the formula of potential energy, mass into acceleration due to gravity into height, plus this in terms of specific enthalpy mh1 plus q is equals to likewise half mv2 square plus mgz2 plus mh2 plus w. Now separating the terms, taking q minus w on one side, here I have half m common, v2 square minus v1 square plus m and gs common, z2 minus z1 plus here m is common, h2 minus h1. Taking m common, then we have half v2 square minus v1 square plus g into bracket z2 minus z1 plus h2 minus h1. So q minus w remains as it is. Now this is the equation, that is energy balance equation for steady flow energy equation, that is energy on energy basis. Now if I keep m equals to 1, that is for unit mass, that is m equals to 1, then the equation becomes q minus w is equals to half v2 square minus v1 square plus g into bracket z2 minus z1 plus h2 minus h1. So this is on unit mass basis. So this was the first part. So using this equation, we can identify the various interactions which are taking place in various devices such as nozzles, then steam turbine, steam condenser, or you can talk about compressor or a water turbine, something else. So these are the various equations. Now this was energy balance. Now if we are talking about mass balance, equation on the basis of mass balance. So what's the difference? When I say mass at inlet and outlet, the flow rate is not changing, so m dot 1 is equals to m dot 2. So what is This means here area at inlet into velocity at inlet divided by specific volume at inlet is equals to area at outlet into velocity at outlet divided by specific volume at outlet. Now, does this formula is justified? Yes. How? Here mass flow rate is nothing but unit is kg per second. Now let us try to understand unit of this terms. Area is nothing but meter square into velocity is meter per second divided by specific volume is nothing but specific volume meter cube per kg. So this meter square and meter gets cancelled with meter cube and you get this as a reciprocal that gives you kg per second. So this is same. So this is on mass basis and this is on energy basis. So this was all about steady flow energy equation and the two terms, that is energy basis and mass basis. In the coming video, we'll study the application of this steady flow energy equation to various devices. Hope you have enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching it.